good news is we don't, not technically speaking. So when you have a customer endpoint, and say you bought a certain allotment of backup from N-able, across all of that, backup that you purchased from us, say it's, 50 workstations and 20 servers. I'll use that as my benchmark. With those 20 servers comes an allotment of storage. You might have one server that is using 120 gigs and another one that is using 300, right? So there's a fair use policy. So as long as you're not going crazy with some of that, we're never going to kind of bill you for any kind of additional storage. So you do have to be mindful of it. But again, talk to your partner support rep about what that really looks like. Now, how do you price it is another great question, because I did it a little bit differently. I knew N-able was charging me, so let's just say 10 and 40. All right, those were the two. Now, how I priced that with my customers was very, very different. Of course, we're in the business to make money as MSPs. So depending on the customer, I would price in storage as well as an uplift. No, N-able wasn't charging me for storage. They were giving me a flat fee on either the workstation or the server. So it was one of those things where I knew how to price backup very effectively with my customer, knowing where they fit into my margins. It's very important when you're scaling your managed services agreement, right? When you're doing sales, and I've banged on doors, I've knocked on doors and said, hey, I want to be your IT department. So I've sold managed services as well. So it's one of those things that you have to be very mindful that if you're pricing in fully managed IT services, you can't go crazy and price in storage and make it overly complex. You want to price your agreements with your customers effectively so that they understand that they have peace of mind and that what they're getting every single month is repeatable. So I would always err on the side of caution. Now, where that differs is when I start doing business with software companies or IT departments. I made my billing very complex because they understood it. An IT department understands their storage requirements, software pricing, and all of it, right? So you can make that a little more complicated. But when I start doing managed services for lawyers or engineering firms, you do not want to get overly technical with your pricing agreements, because the CFO or the controller or whoever's paying those bills month to month goes, well, why are they charging me $800 a month for backup? That doesn't even make sense. I only have 3 servers. So it's one of those things where, again, I would have a conversation with your PSM, and also maybe they can get you in touch with Stephanie, who's in our sales and marketing team, who can really help you fine tune that go-to market strategy around backup. Because obviously, as we all know, disaster recovery of your customers is, a big business for MSPs right now. I would have a starter conversation with your PSM and kind of go from there.